the way Qube did the audio description was so non-intrusive of what the film, the audio of the entire film, Sindhu. And like Janaki said, I think the very first time he did an audio description was for Tare Zameen Par, where we played it at the film festival here, and it was so emotional. For the first time, a lot of visually impaired people happened to say that, it is nice to watch a film on my own without, a friend or a partner telling what is happening on screen. It is really an amazing feel, Senthil. Thank you so much for always being with the ability to bring this out. So now we have the law on our side, and it has been passed in 2016, where they say that it is mandatory. What does this mean, Sindhu?
So this is the Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act, which was passed in 2016, and that's based on the UNCRPD, which was passed in 2008, and India was a signatory to that treaty, which means that they had to do this, and it was a little late, but it happened in a good form. I think we have a very good law on the books, and then it took some time for the rules to be notified on what exactly and when everything needed to be done. So we have now the rules published as of March, as of September 2024. And those rules call for as of March 2024, which called for all multilingual movies from September of 2024 to be with audio description before their certification. So that means you cannot certify a film without audio description if it's in more than one language. And in March of 2026, it becomes mandatory for every single Indian movie. If it needs every single movie certified in India, whether it's made in India or elsewhere. So that way the path is complete. Similarly, theaters are required to reserve about 1 to 2% of their seats for audio description equipment to be available. But as we will discuss after this, it's not a limitation, because really the new technologies have made it that every single seat can be with the audio description or closed captioning, and closed captioning actually, but whichever people need they can use. And the law actually requires that we have both closed captioning and audio description on a movie, or sign language if you don't want to use closed captioning.
So what do you mean by closed captioning, audio description, and sign language? What are these technicalities? How does it work?
Yeah. So for the those with any visual impairment, you can hear the movie being described, and I think those of you fortunate enough to have been here for the earlier part of this evening to watch Tourist Family would have seen exactly what that is. But it's not normally played for the whole auditorium. It's encoded into the DCP in such a way that those who want it can have it in their headphones without hindering the rest of the audio. So you can still enjoy the full Dolby Atmos sound or the 5.1 surround sound. You can enjoy the audience reactions, the emotions of the people around you, but you can hear every bit of the movie being described in your ear, so that you know exactly what's going on and you don't have to depend on a third person to uh, tell you what's going on. And similarly, if you have hearing impairment, you can read the closed captions of the movie on a device again. So that way, uh, the movies are enjoyable by a lot more people. Just to take the numbers, about 3% of India needs this for has a visual impairment severe enough that you need audio description, and about 7% have mm, requirement for closed captioning mode. So it's something that will at least enhance the experience for 6 to 9% of our people, which is just enormous as a number. And we've been ignoring that market. Simply on a commercial basis, it was the wrong thing to do. But finally, at least the law makes everybody get what their rights are, and it also helps commercially for every filmmaker. They will have a larger audience for their movies.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was coming to. So commercial also it helps when people with hearing impairment and visual impairment will come to the theater and watch it. And the most beautiful part is that entertainment is for everybody, and this is how equality comes into being. Where we think about everybody from the ramps and audio captioning and the closed captioning. I mean audio description and closed captioning. Senthil, that in India, the country has so many different languages. So how are we going to handle that? Because a Tamil film is being played in Mumbai, Delhi, Calcutta, and people who don't speak Tamil read the subtitles in English, or a Hindi film is read in English. Everywhere, the connecting language seems to be English. So, how are we going to work when it is audio description?
I think that's a politically charged statement. But
It's a tough one, actually.
yeah, so definitely it's a tough one. The CBFC, Central Board of Film Certification rules are that it should be in the language of the movie. So if you're going to watch the Tamil version of the movie, it should have Tamil audio description and Tamil captions. If you're going to watch English version of the movie, it should be similarly in English or in Hindi. So if you understand the dialogue, you'll also understand the audio description. If you understand, I mean, hopefully
No, I think it makes sense because otherwise, like today when we watched the Tamil film, if you had any other audio, it would kind of it would have been very difficult to handle. But today there was a person from the audience who said that I want the captioning in Tamil for Tamil film in Tamil because I want to read. No, I am talking about the subtitling. So that is another issue that is happening where a person who knows Tamil and who is hearing impaired wants to see the film with Tamil subtitles. So again, because this is a multi-language nation, to kind of accommodate every need is
fortunately for captions, that's quite possible technically. So captions, you can have 6 or 7 languages in one DCP, and those are called closed captions because they're not shown on the screen. Instead, you'll see it on your device. It could be a mobile phone or it could be a special device that shows the captions. But that means that you can enjoy the movie in whatever language, and it's not just an assistive technology. Then it also helps movies be available to an audience that doesn't understand the primary language.
Oh, that's wonderful. And thank you so much because you have been really, like Janaki said, you've been really talking about this. And how are the theaters responding? What is the technicality that the theaters will be required to put it so that it's available in every theater? And you said about certain seats. So what does that mean?
No, so the law requires that this 2 out of 200, so 1%, 2 up to 5 out of 200, so 2.5% is the number of devices that they should make available as a theater. But what I want to clarify is that the technologies that are being adopted today actually have no limitation on the number of people in the audience that can use these devices because they are mobile phone based. It's your own personal device that you'll bring to the theater and hear or watch the.
So it'll be connected to some kind of a Wi-Fi inside the theater. How does it work?
So there are 2 different types of technologies. One is whatever is on the DCP is made available to you over Wi-Fi, and your mobile phone will pick up that Wi-Fi. It's a specific app that we actually make. It's a free app called Movie Buff Access, and that'll let you watch whatever's in the DCP or listen to whatever's in the DCP in all these. Select the language that you want, the font size that you want, the color that you want, etc. for the text, and listen to the audio description. Though that will only be in one language because that's the primary language of the movie. And then there's a slew of third-party apps that have also been released that will just listen to the dialogue of the movie and play the pre-stored dialogues and the audio description in reasonably good sync, like within a few frames of the original, which is perfectly fine. So it makes it accessible for a lot more people, and every theater is immediately accessible.
Yes, when we were doing the press conference, I saw Jayashree. She had an app on the mobile, and when somebody spoke in Tamil, she immediately switched to Tamil and it was showing in English. Whatever anybody spoke, see, whatever I'm speaking, she's able to. Can you just turn it around also to for people to understand how beautifully it transcribes what is being spoken? So, I mean, when technology is used positively, there is so much that can be done. And yes, Jason.
Laws can be mandated, but how do you make possible implementation?
But this will be because you need it before you certify a movie. It's 100% going to be implemented. There's no question of that.
Unless you don't get the sensor certificate, so it will be implemented. Fabulous.
Yeah, this is one law that will be implemented, and producers will realize that their revenues are higher. In Europe, they did a study and they found that revenues were higher by 5 to 6%, which is really because many people with families and friends won't come out because one of them cannot enjoy the movie. Now, because they know every one of them can enjoy the movie, they can actually come to the theaters. And so the number of people who actually, the audience that increases because of these accessibility features is very remunerative for the producers too, and they will find this out over time. So everybody will do it voluntarily.
Fabulous. Thank you so much, Senthil. Is there anything else that you want to add to whatever you've said?
Um, no, I think we are all really looking forward to the day that it's mandatory for every movie. But now, at least, we're seeing all the bigger movies which are in multiple languages. And I think Sitare Zameen Par is
Sitare
also going to be
Zameen Par also is
a
going to
screen
be on
and,
10th.
we have already seen Tourist Family, so I'm really happy that finally it's becoming mainstream and it's not an experiment like we were doing in the early years of AbilityFEST.
Yes, yes. And even the reason that Ability Foundation we put open audio description is for everybody to understand what is audio description. Otherwise, only the people who want to choose the audio description will hear it on their headphones. So that's another thing I just wanted to say. And yes, let us walk towards a world where everybody's needs are taken care of, and we don't have to ask for it, or we don't have to put a law. It happens with an attitude change. Thank you very, very much.
Remember, on the 10th, our closing screening is Sitare Zameen Par, again in Tamil, with Tamil audio description. And we hope to have several members of the team of Sitare here, so including the basketball team. So that will be really wonderful. So we look forward to seeing you here then. And we hope to see you every day at AbilityFEST. So thank you so much. And once I invite Senthil and Revathy to join us in the audience, I'll introduce the films that you're going to watch this evening. Shorter one is Millstone, a short, dark thriller told entirely in American Sign Language. The story unfolds quite naturally within the deaf community without making it the focal point. Deafness, that is. And just when you think you know where it's headed, it takes a turn. The twist is so unexpected that even knowing one is coming doesn't prepare you for it. Millstone reminds us that compelling stories don't need spoken words, just a strong voice. Our second film is Daruma, the first feature in US cinema to authentically cast two disabled actors in lead roles without making disability the obstacle to overcome, which is really interesting. Named after the Japanese wish dolls that symbolize perseverance and goal setting, Daruma is the result of nearly 20 years of passion and persistence from writer Kelly McNeil and director Alexander Yellen. Determined to tell their story with honesty and heart, they've crafted a film that doesn't ask for sympathy, only recognition. These are two exceptional films and bring powerful perspectives to the screen. I do hope you enjoy them, and thank you again for being here with us at AbilityFEST.